Hi, my name is Jenice Jeta with number matrix 84120, and I am going to present part 1 and part 2 of this research. We will start with background of study. Background of study of this research is about the importance of store layouts towards customer purchasing behavior in Imat Batukawa, Sarawak. The retail industry is highly competitive commercial sector. The capacity to comprehend customer behaviors and respond quickly are key factors in retail business success. Retail businesses need to pay attention to the preference of their customers and things that affect their decisions to buy. The way a store is greatly laid out will influence customer behavior and how much they spend. If the store layout satisfies the customer, they will spend more hours in the shop. When they spend more hours in the shop, wandering around and make interaction with the products in the store, they will highly make huge purchases that will contribute to the revenue growth of the store. Next, we will move on to the problem statement in this research study. There are four risk problem statements that has been identified in the study. Number one, identify the importance of store layouts towards customer purchasing behavior. As we knew, the store layout would highly influence the customer purchasing behavior. If the store managed to identify which store layout would efficiently improve the customer purchasing behavior, they will make huge revenue growth. Number two, identify purchasing behavior towards current store layout. In this study, we will observe how the customer behave towards the current store layout of Imat Betukawa, which is grid store layout. Number three, analyzing the connection between customer satisfaction towards uh, store layout with store sales performance. If the customers are satisfied with the store ambience, they will repeat visiting the store and will make another purchases. Number four, highlighting the most popular layouts based on customer preferences. There are many store layouts, but in this study, we will distribute questionnaire to observe which store layouts is being preferred by the customer. Next, we will move on to research objectives and questions. There are five research objectives that has been identified in this study. Number one, highlight the importance of store layouts towards customer purchasing behaviors. Number two, identify customer preferences towards existing layout. Number three, analyzing customer purchasing behavior using current store layout. Number four, examine Imat Batukawa revenue growth or sales in relation to the existing shop layout. Number five, identify the best store layouts that customer would enjoy and would boost Imat Batukawa sales performance. There are four questions that related to this research. Number one, what are customers' opinions towards the existing store layout? Number two, what kind of behaviors do customers perceive using the current store layout? Number three, how do sales performance indicate by using current store layout? Number four, which layout is preferred by customers and leads to revenue growth? Both research objectives and questions are generated using the problem statement that has been stated in this research. The underpinning theories of these studies is identified as SOR model. SOR model stands for stimulus, organism, and response. According to this theory, the store environment triggers certain emotional responses in customers, which then shape their approach or avoidance behavior. A well-designed store layout that creates positive emotions can encourage customers to spend more time in the store and make more purchases. The concept of retail atmospherics examines how The overall atmosphere created by the store layout, along with other sensory elements like lighting, music, and sound, can influence customer emotions, perceptions, and behaviors. An appealing, well-designed store atmosphere that is consistent with the brand image can enhance customer satisfaction. The time spent in store and ultimately purchasing behavior. For instance, a luxury fashion store with a sleek, minimalist layout and soft lighting can create a sense of exclusivity and sophistications that encourage customers to linger and make purchases. Next, I'll move on to conceptual framework. Conceptual framework is how variables are related to each other. There are two variables that has been identified in this framework. Number one is independent variables, and number two is dependent variables. The independent variables are importance of store layouts. Under the importance of store layouts, there are color and lighting, social factors, point of purchase, and last but not least, store entrance, checkouts, and customer service area. For the dependent variables, if it has only one, which is customer purchasing behavior. In color and lighting, we know that customer first impressions comes towards the color, and if they don't like the store aesthetic, they will probably not come to the store again. The advertisement posted in the store or online are much influenced by the color rather than they read the black and white versions of advertisement. Social factors such as crowd behavior during shopping also plays a crucial part in shaping the customer purchasing behavior. If the social or the crowd in the shops purchase in a bulk or huge quantity, other customers will also influenced by them by making huge and bulk quantity of purchase. Next is point of purchase. Point of purchase is how retailers or managers display their products. This will include how retailers and managers will focus on the focus point of customers' eyes, whereby they position the product at eye level. This is so that customer can easily make interaction with the products. For the store entrance, it is more crucial for for the retailer to ensure that the store entrance has a wide door and cheerful lighting to welcome the customer. The entrance of the store should be easily accessed for customer to visit the store. The checkouts of the store should be fast and efficient. Customer would like a fast and efficient checkouts. Retailer should prepare self-checkout counter for the convenience of the customer and also train their sales assistants and cashier to give out a good service, fast service, and efficient service to the customer. Customer service area should also be easily accessible for customer to reach for help when they are needed. All these independent variables will be connected to customer purchasing behavior. If all of the independent variables are effectively taken care, they will shape a good customer purchasing behavior for the store.
Hi, my name is Dennissa, and today I'll be explaining about hypothesis development. So for our study, we have 5 hypothesis development. So the first one is actually a store layout. So the store layout has a positive correlation or positive impact on a consumer purchasing behavior. If the layout of the store is easy for the consumer to walk in, their purchasing behavior will be affected and they have a higher chance or intention to buy goods from the store. And the second one is actually a merchandising display. So merchandising display has a positive coloration or positive impact on consumer purchasing behavior. So when they see merchandise, they will be most likely to buy the merchandise if the merchandise is displayed properly. And the third one is actually atmosphere of the store. So atmosphere of the store also have a positive coloration or positive impact on a consumer purchasing behavior. If the atmosphere is very happy, so the consumer will most likely to buy items there because their trust already gained. And the fourth one is actually services. So services also have a positive impact on consumer purchasing behavior. So if the services is great, so the consumer will be most likely to buy an item from the store. And last but not least is actually accessibility. So if the consumer have the accessibility to that items in the store, they will be most likely to buy the items. And next, I'll be explaining about the research design. So the firstly is actually this study will be using the quantitative method. So by using this quantitative method, we'll be actually distributing a questionnaire to the number or a group of respondents. So the group of respondents that we're targeting is actually a customer that go to Imat Batu Kawak. And the second one for this research design is a cross-sectional study. So what is actually cross-sectional study? It is a study that is commonly used where a random sample of individuals is surveyed to determine their thoughts and also perspective. So cross-sectional studies involve simultaneous assessment of exposure and outcome within a specific population at a single point in time. And next, I will be explaining about the population of the study. So the first one is actually the area of the study. So the area that we're aiming is actually the Imat Batu Kawak itself and the Batu Kawak area. And secondly, for the population, we're actually aiming for the Imat Batu Kawak customers specifically. And for the sample of the population, we're aiming to have 200 respondents for our questionnaire. So this 200 respondents is the same customer that go to Imat Batu Kawak and also the same customer that live in the area, which is Batu Kawak itself. And last but not least is actually sampling procedure. So for the sampling procedure, we actually choosing the purposive sampling techniques. So this purposive sampling technique is actually, it refers to a sample that is chosen specifically for the purpose of that study. This means researchers select a participant based on their willingness to take part in this research. This technique enables the researcher to collect a relevant and meaningful data to answer their study questions. So the next one is actually a data collection. So for the study, we're implementing two types of data collection. The first one is a primary data collection where we will get it through a questionnaire survey. So when we're distributing the survey, the answer from the respondent will be counted as the primary data. And the second one is actually a secondary data collection where we will be using, or this secondary data collection is actually retrieved from a various resources. So one of the examples is actually a website of Pustaka Tun Abdul Rahman Yaakob, which is Petari. And for the next part, I'll be also presenting about the research instrument. So for our research, we actually will be planning to distribute a questionnaire, and this questionnaire will consist of a very short questions because it's proven by a study that a long question will be most likely be filled with respondent. So we try to keep it short and we divide it into 5 sections. So section A is actually a preliminary question. Section B will be focusing on the demographic like gender, age, etc. And the section C will be about the store layout itself, which is Imat Batu Kawak. And the fourth one will be a customer satisfaction that will lead to the last section which is customer decision. And after that, all of this data will be using a Likert scale, which is from 1 to 5. So 1 indicating strongly agree, agree, neutral, disagree, and strongly disagree. And last but not least is actually on a data analysis. So for this study, we have actually two data analysis. So the first one is actually descriptive analysis. So where in descriptive analysis, firstly, we will calculate the descriptive static. And for the demographic variable like age, gender, income, frequency, and stuff like that, it will be reported to provide an overview of the sample characteristic. So the researcher and the